Is it so hard to say the same thing? Are you so weak to say the same thing? Burn a hole into your apprehensiveness and let the wildfire shine and repeat after me like good girls go to heaven and bad girls go every week.
What's up guys? Well, welcome back, and as you can see from the intro of this video, I did something a little bit different this week where I actually took 3 items that I thrifted and flipped them into something a little bit more wearable and my style, hence thrift flip. So let's get started with the first one. I love a good button down, especially when you tie it up as a cover up. I was drawn to this one because of its black and white geometric print. I wanted to cut off some of this excess fabric, but still be able to tie it up. So the first thing I did was mark with a pin where I wanted to hem. Then went back in and marked with a pencil where exactly I wanted to cut, making sure I tapered the front from the side seams. This extra fabric will be used for the tie. Then I carefully cut along where I marked and saved the excess fabric for later. Next, I had to finish the hem. I just did a double folded hem, then sewed. Next, I took the excess fabric and removed this clothing tag. Folded it the width I wanted my headband to be, pinned and sewed into place. This fabric was a little tricky, so I wanted to sew it down before trimming the excess fabric. I also tapered the ends of the headband for a tie. When sewing, you want to be sure to leave a 2-inch gap in the middle so you can flip the headband right side out, which also takes some time fiddling with, but once you have it laid flat, I pressed it and top stitched it to keep it in place. And I was done. Next up were these mango jeans denim shorts. They're too long and too big, so the first thing I did was to start from the back of the short. I tried it on and figured out how much I wanted to remove and marked it with 2 pins. Then measured that distance and centered where I would seam rip the shorts. Then I seam ripped down these seams. I brought the shorts in from the butt seam, and I realized I wasn't going to get the shorts as tight as I wanted them, but it still worked. I pinned the center back seam down and added a double top stitch with matching denim thread as the rest of the shorts, then trimmed the excess fabric. Once that was done, it was time to move back to the waistband, which I cut down the front and back of the waistband, then matched the center back seam to the waistband and sewed, and cut the remaining fabric off. Then I had to sew the waistband shorts back together with a top stitch. I also wanted to add back the original labels I took out in the beginning of this process. Then I pinned and sewed and reapplied the button loop. To hem the shorts, I marked with the pin where I wanted to cut, then used my rotary blade and a ruler to cut an even line, folding one leg over to mark where to cut on the opposite leg. Then I added some slits where I wanted the phrase to be. I just stuck to minimal fraying since it took a while to pull each individual thread out. This was the final result, and I love the way these shorts turned out. Okay, last up is this vintage denim jumpsuit from Guess. I was really hesitant on buying this, but my friend convinced me to get it, so thanks Hannah! I loved the stitching details, but hated the silhouette on this. I felt like a string bean. So I decided to let the side seam out to give the jumpsuit a bit of a wide leg effect. And I did so by seam ripping the side seam all the way up to where I wanted it to hit on my thigh, and sewed each individual side to make a clean side hem. And it's done! This actually ended up being my favorite piece out of the 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and let me know which flip you liked best in the comments. And I will see you next week.